Yeah, welcome to my very first tutorial ever. First of all, please excuse me for my bad English. I decided to do this in English so more of you guys can follow. At least I hope so. And since this is my very first one, I am maybe not the best teacher. As I mentioned before, and since many of you asked me how I did these liquid things, like this one here or this guy, um, I decided to share it with you and show you how to do this dripping, dripping kind meshes. Um, yeah, I was inspired by the great artist Paul Hollingworth. I don't know exactly how to pronounce his name, um, and his artificial anatomy project. You can follow his Behance portfolio and um, just take a look at this very awesome project. Yeah. Anyway, it's a great inspiration source. So yeah, first I tried in Houdini the flip fluid system, and the first results were very awful, like you can see it here. Or just here there's not that result that I was looking for. Yeah, so I had to think about other workflows, which gives me more control over the drips and the fluid. Yeah, basically it seems for me quite hard to pour the particles and the points nicely on the skull, and to get the amount of control I was needed. This was just a hell of approach for this issue, and that gives me that control. That because of specifically parts should be covered in liquid, like you can see it here, or even in the project of Paul, and other parts should be not covered. Yeah, I start research again and saw a little tutorial about sticky points deformer in Houdini, in which I saw a pretty easy way to delete points that are not needed and make a fluid mesh like this one. Yes, but since this way deleting points seems randomly, I needed another way. I was sure that there must be a way to control which points I want to delete, and which not, maybe through color defined attribute, I thought, and this is where it gets interesting. So yeah, let's jump to Houdini, and this scene I have prepared for you. To make this easy and clear, I am new to Houdini and will not explain all the basics in Houdini. There are many artists out there which can you teach better on this. So I will just focus on this liquid workflow. You have to need first of all a file node. You can just press tab and type in file and press enter twice, or type in file and choose it with your mouse. And here you can load your object into it. I have prepared one, a low one and a high one. I choose first the high one. I will explain why the high and not the low resolution. So that this bit calculate. I forgot to select the file node first, and it's still selecting the last node, so it goes through all the calculation nodes. But yeah, you saw just a result. But I show you how to get there. Yeah, next step is a transform node. You will need one because of the specific attributes and settings on this scene. And if you want to follow, you just need approximately this scale of an object, because it depends on the settings later. Next I generate a paint node, so type in paint, and there it is. Basically, you need for this kind of project two functions, just one, actually the painting one, but painting in two colors, or to be precisely to paint in a red color, and to erase with the middle mouse button. Just select the paint node, and now you can just paint the dripping shape and looking on your object directly. Just like that. And this is the way I did it. And I'm sure there are many other ways to do it, but as I said, I'm new to Houdini, and this is my approach. So, just one to explain you why I choose the sphere with a higher polygon. Since you are painting on the object, you're painting on specific polygons, which we will scatter some points on later. That means if you take, for example, a cube with 6 polygons and paint 4 of them, you will scatter points just in the area of that polygons, and in the end you will have a pretty square point alignment on your object, and not a round or organic shape. But anyway, I will show you later what exactly I mean. After you have done the painting job and you are satisfied with the general looking and your drips, you will scatter some points on it. And here I choose a bigger count of 100,000. I think the default is 1,000, but the higher the point count is, the rounder and the better shape you will get in the end. But you can just see at this point the lower part, the painting part, is just painting in the red color. So these points are red, these are not, and the colored ones are going to disappear now with a delete node. You delete simply just these nodes here, and in the node you have to type in by which expression you want to delete, and this is this one here. As you can see, type this expression in and you will delete just the painting points. after you did this, you need a VDB from particle fluid, and like the others, you can type in VDB. There are a lot of that nodes. You can do awesome stuff with them. VDB from particle fluid, and this is like the magic part of it. In this node, you have to tweak some settings, but you can take mine. Take some time to calculate. And this is the shape. You can see this hole here. I think I just painted over. You have to be careful on this one. Yeah, these are the settings I used. And I tried many variations of this one, and these are the best settings working for this one. Yeah. Anyways, you have to try it out and learn what setting and what value stands for and how you get the mesh in the end you want. After that, you need to convert your mesh, your volume back to polygons with a convert VDB node. Just type as usual convert VDB, and here you have to change convert to polygons, and this is just the same like here. Yeah. And now you just have your mesh done. Basically, I recommend to remesh your object from this one, because you can see it here. Just have 1 million polygons, and it's a huge amount of polys, and that you don't need actually. So take a remesh node and yeah, it takes some time to calculate, and I choose the adaptive option. That means that the fixed one will remesh the whole object for you, and don't care about the details on the border, and the adaptive one will calculate just on the rest of your object, and will treat the borders a bit more precisely. Yeah, and this is the work in Houdini. We can export this mesh by simply click right on your node and save geometry, and here you can choose where to save it. You have to type in your object name, like sphere.opj. That's important. Export it, and in Cinema you just have to load your object into it. And I will show you how to proceed from this stage of your mesh, and to get, for example, this thin drips here and here. and to add more details to your mesh. This we will do simply by sculpting on your object. Just change the layout. For me, works very fine to sculpting, and I think the mesh is dense enough for us. But before we sculpt on that mesh, we have to decide where we want the drips. Maybe this one here. Just select a couple of them and extrude, press Ctrl and drag them down. And I recommend to add a bit more mesh polys to that one. I did it by simply choose the edge mode, right, 9 to live selection here, and deselect this one and select all your edges, right click, and cutting edges. Disable generate engons and choose your edge count. So you just generate an even number of edges on this one. You have to generate a bit more polys and mesh to work properly from the stage. Now choose this one. I don't know how to say it in English. And you can now paint on this one. Just decrease the size a bit and the power of it. And with this one here, you just inflate the lower part of your drips a bit, so it looks more like a real drip or drop. And a little detail I am adding to my objects. In fact, very subtle but effective. Just like this one, I inflate these upper parts of the holes where the liquid pours on your mesh, and inflate just the ends of that drips here, and this you are making also with the inflate option. Take the part bit down, and now you can paint just over the edge, and with that iron tool you can soften a bit the ends of it. So maybe soften that a bit more. Just too much. So I just add at the end also where the fluid ends, or the bigger drips ends, that kind of detail. Yeah, it's just more realism to your liquid. Yeah, and this is just my approach to this. I want to to show you just why I choose the, the object with the higher poly count. If you load here in your lower mesh, you proceed just as on the other mesh. You paint on it. You scatter the points, and you just see it at this stage. It generates this steps here, and this is cubic looking mesh. And if you delete them and generate your mesh, you can see that it's not looking like an organic dropping liquid. Anyways, it's an interesting shape, but not the result we want to achieve. Just like you had delete the polys and subdivided the object. So yeah, this was it. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.